Hey everybody, how's it going today? It is me, Captain Edgy. Today we're going to be talking about Bluetooth. If you're not familiar with Bluetooth, it's a protocol that allows you to send data wirelessly between computers and other devices. Computers being like iPhones, iPads, any of those type of things can communicate Bluetooth to other devices. For example, you've definitely seen AirPods Pro. Those are one of the Bluetooth set of headphones. Or maybe you've seen some microphones, like I believe there's a Bluetooth microphone. Blueberry has a Bluetooth microphone. There's a bunch of them out there. And they're all great devices, but they all have a common problem. The problem is that the higher amount of data is needed, the more lag that is introduced. Now, before we get into this, the reason I'm making this video is because a lot of people have been doing these videos that I've been seeing lately, showing new controllers that are using Bluetooth to connect to your DAW. And I've seen one particular YouTuber recently mentioning, it doesn't really introduce lag. It doesn't, it's no problem. Don't worry about it. And then he shows a few different controllers and he says, look, no lag. And then he shows this other one and he's like, it was a little lag on that one. I don't know what happened there. Well, I can tell you what happened there. The reason that particular device had lag is because it sent more than just an on and an off. When you're just doing on and offs, like a note on, note off, and which note, then you'll be fine. That's not a lot of data. That's very simple data. But when you get beyond that, that's where the problems start for Bluetooth. Now, if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think, because this kind of video this is definitely going to be a controversial sort of video for some people. And I know some people are probably going to get pretty upset that I'm doing this, but I'm doing it for you, to educate you and let you know what you're getting involved in before you go ahead and buy Bluetooth controllers. Now, I have a Bluetooth controller. I have the Korg Nano Studio. And that thing is fine. It works well. For what I use it for, it works very well. It is a standard MIDI controller. It has 25 keys. It has 8 pads. It has 8 knobs. Okay. And it has a touchpad, an X and Y touchpad. All of those controls together don't amount to a lot of data coming back and forth. I mean, I can only really turn 2 knobs if I want to. I've got like two hands, so I can only really turn 2 knobs. I can only play so many keys on that little 25 key keyboard. I can only move one X and Y controller, which is essentially 2 values, an X and Y position. And velocity is measured off of only the buttons. So there's not a lot of data coming off that, and it works fine. Also, you got to think of how I play that. When I play that, I'm playing, maybe 3 notes at a time. I'm not playing classical music by Mozart on a wireless controller on a 25 key keyboard. You've got to think of how many keys there are, how much data is going through. You're not going to really see, probably ever, or not for a long time anyway, an 88 key Bluetooth keyboard that is being used in a concert situation and, with aftertouch and all the things being transferred, because that much information is just too much information to go across Bluetooth. But with the smaller amount of information, you're fine. During the video that I saw, there were 2 keyboards, and I can't remember the brands, but 2 of them worked fine. The third one was an Orba. Well, the Orba tends to send more information. That sends, not just up and down, but also aftertouch. It probably has some, I believe it has some motion type sensors in it. So it's got some things going on in it that are increasing the amount of throughput that it's going to require. Even, let's just step back to the regular controller, up and down, what note? Okay, so C3, C3, F3. It's an on and off and which note. In some cases, maybe there's aftertouch. That's fine. But now what happens when I introduce that I'm listening to it on Bluetooth headphones? Well, now I'm taking up the pipe. Now, if you think of this, the pipe is kind of like this straw. This straw is fine if you want to have a little drink. But, and if I say to you, hey, drink all the liquid in this cup with this straw, we're going to say this is your keyboard, and that's fine. You're able to do that pretty rapidly, right? Well, now I'm going to say monitor your regular keyboard and mouse, or your keyboard. We'll just do keyboard. Here's your musical keyboard. Here's your typing keyboard. Well, now it takes a little longer. And now I say, now monitor the mouse. All these are adding up to some time, right? And then throw in wireless headphones. Wireless headphones eat up a lot of space. So now this straw, this pipe, this bandwidth is suddenly getting overutilized. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we even go another step further. We say, now I'm going to use a wireless microphone. And I have a file transfer being airdropped. So now suddenly this little pipe is not the best conduit for all this data, right? This is where wires come in. Okay, wired, yes, stuff is still time sliced. Yes, there's still the possibility for latency, but the latency is reduced significantly because a lot of times on USB buses, even though things are getting like time sliced and shared, the data throughput is a lot higher. There's a lot less worry about connectivity as far as like interference. You know, other radio type frequencies and such don't really interfere with that type of thing, where with Bluetooth they do. And you're going to find yourself having basically you're going to have a lot better time in the long run using wires than you are with wireless in this way. Wireless is very convenient. Wireless is very nice when it works, but that's the problem, is that it's when it works. Now, the other thing that wasn't taken into consideration here on this video where these synthesizers were demonstrated is MPE, because now with MPE we have on off the note, and then we also have not only aftertouch per note, but you also have an X and a Y. So you like have a chaos pad per note, because you can slide a note from C up to G, we'll say. And when you do, it doesn't just go dun, 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 it'll glide up. And you can add some modulation in there. And you can add other controls to that as well. You can add that they control different things. And once you start doing more that way, the more you do, the more of this straw that gets used. And the more of the straw that gets used, the more delay you're going to start to see in your production, and the more notes that are going to be off in your productions as far as not hitting where you want them to in your MIDI recordings, okay? Wireless is going to introduce a lot of problems in that way. And MPE is great. And until we get to another place or to a better place with Bluetooth, I'm just trying to set the expectation. I'm not saying that's a bad technology, because it's not. It's good technology. Just know what you're using for a controller. Don't flood the pathway, your pipeline, your data pipeline, and know what you're doing when you do it, basically. Because if you went in there and you said, okay, well, I've got a pair of headphones, I've got my MIDI keyboard that's a standard MIDI keyboard, I've got my typing keyboard, and I've got my mouse, this is probably pretty manageable right here. Probably. The only thing that might make your MIDI keyboard right here get a little off. We'll say MIDI. I'm gonna zoom the MIDI up a little so you can see it's a little more, because MIDI's definitely gonna be more than a keyboard or a mouse, because a mouse is an X and a Y plus 2 buttons or 3 buttons. MIDI can be significant, but this might be manageable. This could cause issues. The audio part could cause issues. So when you get into this technology, be sure you understand what's going on before you start expecting basically to be able to hook up a bunch of synthesizers, especially if you have synthesizers in your studio that you've got Bluetooth connectors for. The more you have, the longer it takes. Because the other thing is the way that Bluetooth works. Bluetooth is a star network technology. So what that means essentially is that your computer is in the center of the star. Okay. And all these other devices, like, your MIDI keyboard, your typing keyboard, your mouse, your headphones, each connects to the star by its own in and out lane. It's a 1 lane in, 1 lane out. So boom, like this. Okay. Here's your computer. Here's your keyboard. Here's your mouse. Get it? Here's your synthesizer. Here's your headphones. Looks like an alien. And maybe this is your cell phone, because you have your cell phone hooked up to by Bluetooth. We're just picking a thing. Each of these gets a fraction of the time, because it's always polling. It will, your device will send out like are you there? Yes, I'm here. Are you there? Yes, I'm here. Are you there? Yes, I'm here. Always checking these devices to be sure they're there. The more you have, the longer it takes. The more you have, the more chance for interruption in the signal. okay? Because now it's going, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. Are you there? Yeah, I'm here. Are you there? Yeah, I'm here. And I have something to send to you. So it says, okay, start sending it. So it sends a piece down. Then it goes, okay, I got a piece that I'm going to go over here and check real quick. Boom, 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 boom. No one else is sending anything. What's the next piece? Oh, it sends the next piece down. Boom, 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 boom. Get it? And then all of a sudden, you type something. So your typing keyboard's like, oh, I got a few letters for you here. So it's like, oh, well, 1 second, boom, boom, gets its stuff there, goes over here, nothing. Okay, what do you got? So it takes the letters, goes back over, you know what I mean? That's how a star network works. And because of that, introducing lag is very, very much a problem there. It's not super efficient, and that's why we need to be leery of what we're doing with it and not overtax it, which is why I think that using Bluetooth for MIDI should be very limited. You should kind of, I think, avoid it personally. Maybe here and there, like I said, like I use mine, that little synth I have. Some of these synths are fine. Just be sure you're not getting an MPE Bluetooth controller. That's only going to lead to heartache, I'm pretty sure. As myself, I'll say, I avoid using Bluetooth audio as much as possible. I'd rather wear wired headphones. Unless I'm just listening to music, who cares then? You know what I mean? But if I'm trying to do music production stuff, wired is the way to go as much as possible. Anyway, just wanted to share some information with you. I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments what you thought. If you have anything to add to this, hit me up in the comments. I am an open, my whole thought process here is wide open, and I would love to build off this if you guys would like to take it further. So I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, be safe, have a great weekend, happy Bluetoothing. All right, bye for now.